Pisces, welcome to your Celtic Cross reading. I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous. We're going to jump into it today once more using the Dreamy Moons Tarot deck. Show me what I need to see, please, for the Piscean Collective. Show me what I need to see, please, for the Piscean Collective. Show me what I need to see, please, for the Piscean Collective. Speaking of collective, these are, of course, as a reminder, general collective readings, which means it may or may not resonate. So take what resonates, leave what does not. Reverse energy as it applies. And it's also, by the way, perfectly normal to not resonate at all, in which case do not force anything to fit. Check your other placements or I'll catch you on the next one. That's it. What's going on, please? Show me what I need to see, please, for the Piscean Collective. Show me what I need to see, please, for the Piscean Collective. What's going on, please, for Pisces? The Hierophant. You might have some very strong Taurus in your chart. Could be connecting to one. You could be in a commitment. Or this could be your spiritual self. Any of all those. Let's keep going. We'll see. But that's some beautiful energy straight out the gate. Challenging. Knight of Cups. Expressing our love. Not just expressing our love, but receiving it. Am I expressing my emotions the way I want? Am I receiving the emotions I need? Am I receiving the emotional support I need? There's something in there that's a challenge. There's something in there that's a challenge. Me opening up, or me receiving what I need. Could be a little bit of both. What's hovering? Unseen influences, stress, anxiety, Nine of Swords. Something's on your mind, honey. And it's with you day and night. We're going to talk about it. Relevant past, Ace of Wands. You knew what it was to be inspired. You knew what it was to gravitate towards a calling. You knew what it is to be like, that open energy, which is beautiful. It's inviting. It inspires you. It lights you up. It opens your eyes. That was in your relevant past. It was easier for you to access this energy, this whatever this is that you're currently in. It was much easier for you to access it in the past, to be open towards it, to keep the interest going. What's exiting? The Six of Wands. That same level of confidence, the inspiration, the drive. That's the very thing in question, isn't it, about this? That willingness to have energy, that you felt it. Naturally, easily, fluently, is exiting. There's something in here, and whatever it is that you are connected to, that your energy for it used to be accessible like that. No problem. And now one of the things you're stressing about is the way that you cannot connect with it easily like you used to. There's something here critically about the emotions. Either not getting what you need, or you cannot speak to your emotions, which for you, that's a serious thing. Could be both. Like I said, your immediate future, strength. Strength to do what? I don't know, but you're saying strength. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. Your strengths is that you know how to make things work with either this person or in the general sense. You're willing to cooperate. You're a master at your craft. You know your repetition. So Eight of Pentacles in relationship energy, work energy, it's repetition. I do this, I do this, I do this. I know how to do it. Knock it out. So you're telling me you're willing to cooperate. You are telling me you're willing to put work into whatever it is that you do. I don't care. Whatever it is I got to do, I'll do it. I'll put work into it. I got it. I can do it. I can do this with you. I can do this on my own. I'm willing to put work into it. Now, if we're dealing with a second person here, you can't do everything on your own. But you're telling me, even if there is someone else here, and it's a good chance there is, you're willing to put work in it. You are. Okay? Your environment, Six of Cups. Someone who is very close to you. Soul bond energy, or even if they're not a soul bond, they've been with you a long time. So Six of Cups is memories, it's nostalgia. It says this energy has been here a minute. Okay, long enough for me to reminisce on it. So we could have known this person for a very long time. And it doesn't have to be a love interest, it could be a family member as well, that kind of thing. A sibling, whatever. The point is that we feel connected to this person based on memories, time, emotions, or again, they could be a soul bond. The Hermit, hopes and fears. Can you fix this? That keeps coming up. Can you continue to show resolve towards this? Because it's not coming to you as easily as it used to. Or you wouldn't hesitate to work things out. You didn't hesitate to say, we can move forward on this. Yeah, no, we totally got energy for this, babe. No problem. We're all over this. I'm all over this. I'm into it. I love what you do. That kind of easy connection where it's like, I'm here for you. I'm connecting to you. I support you. I don't hesitate. I don't blink. I don't do nothing. It's like we're going. Boom. That energy is declining. So what you're showing me in place of that is a sense of strength, resolve, working, repairs, healing. It's interesting. The outcome, please. Knight of Wands. There's some energy refreshing. Let's see where that's going, because I literally just said I see that part of you exiting, so it makes me wonder about that Knight of Wands and your outcome. That's fascinating. Perhaps you find it again. Perhaps you find something else to be excited about. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Show me that Hierophant, please. Show me the Hierophant, please. Show me the Hierophant, please. Dead center reading. Commitment energy, yes. Your higher self, yes. Any of those things. Show me the Hierophant, please. Show me the Hierophant, please. Show me the Hierophant. Show me the Hierophant. Nine of Wands, blockage, the Lovers, King of Pentacles, ay, ay, ay. Blockage. I got some frustration here between you and somebody. Heavy Taurus energy as well as Gemini. It does not have to be. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Someone is feeling blocked in their spiritual path with their person. Someone is feeling very blocked in their spiritual path with their person. The connectivity is not coming as easily as it used to be. There's some friction here. As far as I can tell, the commitment and or relationship is still intact. But we are chafing a little bit with this person. I'm seeing heavy tones to a higher sense of self. Spiritually, this is who I've chosen to be guided by in this life. Spiritually, this is the person who I signed myself to. They're in my life. They're here very much as a fixed figure and your energetic point of view. But we're also chafing with this very person that seems to be in your day-to-day world as a fixed figure. It's coming across heavily as a fixed figure. Literally could be Taurus. And then, like I said, Gemini, which tends to be much more flexible energy. You might have some strong Gemini in your chart. The smoothness for which we feel our person spiritually isn't as smooth. But they are there. They are there. They're showing up. It's not as easy as it used to be, I grant you. But I keep hearing it's fixed, it's fixed, it's fixed. This is the way it is. It's still very important to you. It speaks to you in the real world, in your 3D. And it speaks to your higher sense of self. I keep getting that. This is mine. This is my person. This is my connection. I said yes to it. It's in my life. And it's not going anywhere anytime soon. But we do have friction. Right? How deep that friction goes, I do not know. Knight of Cups is in the challenge. Our expression or our emotional needs being met has come under question. Show me. It's either for you or the person who is connected to you. And there's definitely someone else here. Show me. Show me that Knight of Cups. Show me that Knight of Cups. Show me that Knight of Cups. Show me that Knight of Cups, please. Show me that Knight of Cups, please. Strength is in reverse. The High Priestess is in reverse. Oh. We're not feeling this the way we used to. Somebody's words, their emotional vocabulary is not coming through the way it used to. Somebody has lost a great deal of strength in being able to back up their emotional convictions. Somebody's not feeling what used to be felt so freaking easily. We're not listening to our intuition. Somebody isn't. And we're not. Somebody here isn't showing strength towards it either. There's just some things somebody cannot discuss because they're afraid to discuss them. So they tend to speak towards everything else except what matters. They do a lot of talking. That High Priestess is in reverse, but it's not coming from a place of intuitive feeling. They don't have the strength to discuss what they don't feel. But they do talk a lot about anything and everything except that. And High Priestess isn't just intuition, it's quiet. It's quiet knowing. You don't necessarily speak it just because you feel it, you understand? I know you know. So it's not just lack of intuition. Somebody's talking actually quite a bit. It's the opposite of quiet. But they don't have the strength to talk about what the real issue here is. And somebody's emotional conviction is not where it used to be. And that's why they can't speak to it. That's why they talk about everything else except their feelings. Huh. That's quite a bit. Perhaps it's temporary. Perhaps it's temporary. Yeah, people ask me all the time if I read reversals. Yeah, if it comes out that way. If that's how I shuffled the deck, if that's how I picked it up, then yes, I will honor the reversal. Otherwise, I don't go out of my way to do it. Don't have to. That's the benefit of using multiple decks, is that I can see enough surrounding energy to confirm if something's either positive or negative. There you go. That's what comes from experience. But that one came up upside down for a reason, both of them. That's why I discontinued. It was immediately related to this subject. It'll come up again, in other words. Nine of Swords. The Tower's in reverse. The Hermit. Two of Pentacles. Someone's like, should I talk about this or leave it alone? I'm trying to avoid a disaster here. Well, the thing is, if it's a real tower, it's going to be learned at some point, or it's going to come up at some point. We can do as much wiffle waffle as we want about whether or not I should address this, but regardless, if you do or they do, your mom does, your sister does, your bro does, your cuz does, whatever, even if we're trying not to bring it up to spare the other person's feelings, inevitably, universe is going to do it for us. Towers are towers are towers. They're going to be addressed at some point, whether we like it or not. The thing is just, are you in a place to address it or not? It seems to be like this is somebody's idea of the tower that they can keep to themselves, and that's one way to look at it. That's one way to look at it. It's like, I don't know if I should present this information. I don't want to rock somebody's world. But somebody's thinking about it day and night. Nine of Swords, the Hermit. I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to reveal this. I don't know what to do with it. It seems to be important, but I can't affix what's addressed. So that Hermit's showing up in the hopes and fears as well. I don't know if I can fix this, so maybe I shouldn't even bring it up. Somebody here is thinking that. And it's delaying, it's staying in their hand, and they're putting very little into what they feel could be an explosive situation. It's like, I can prevent that. Can you? Somebody here believes they can prevent the tower and that it's on them to bring it up. Now, you might feel that way, but if it's a true tower, it will reveal itself in time, regardless of what was intended. So you can have that when it comes to these kind of truths where somebody knows something or they feel they know something and they don't know if they should bring it up. It's a tower in and of itself, but you can't essentially control it. It's going to come out in some way, whatever that is. You know. Accidentally bring it up when you said you wouldn't. It'll come up in different ways, arguments that weren't intended, slip of the tongue, whatever that is. Right now, we're actively avoiding speaking to this. I don't think I can bring this up. I don't want to make them aware of it. Nah. Yes, I want to fix things between us, but not necessarily by addressing the main issue. So that's a fallacy. And that's why the Hermit's over here rocking that hopes and or fears. I don't know if I can fix it, and you're not gonna unless you address the issue. You know? So you can go ahead and delay that Tower, or your person can. It won't stay that way. Eventually what needs to come out is what's going to need to come out. Alright? Many of you are acting like a surveyor to whatever this issue is. And you're kind of taking an assessment of it. Okay, how bad is this Tower? How bad is this truth? Is this something I'm making up in my head, in my heart? I don't know. I need more information and or ground to work with before I can assess if this is something even worth bringing up. So many of you are trying to figure out the potential damage of a construction site. And you don't know if you can present that evidence or what you're feeling to the other person. So it's like, hold on, hold on, hold on. Give me more time so I can look at this. I feel like I should address it, maybe not just right now. But it's building. It's building. That energy is building, honey. It's building. The Nine of Swords, the stress. It's kind of like saying, I know something they don't. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. In the recent past, Ace of Wands, please. Show me that Ace of Wands, please. Show me that Ace of Wands. Show me that Ace of Wands. Show me that Ace of Wands, please, in the relevant past. It's like I've always known what to do. I've always known how to mend the bridges, Christina. I've always known how to get the dialogue going. I've always known how to examine the feelings and give this energy and hope and enthusiasm, you know, whenever difficulties came up. And the Three of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Swords is in reverse. Okay, wow, that's a lot of reversals right now. And when you are not able to bring something together, it stresses you out. That's why you've always kind of taken pride in fixing things, addressing issues. Because it really freaks you out if you can't bring something together in the name of peace and harmony. That's the Pisces I'm looking at. You've always kind of prided yourself on bringing things together. And that's one of the things that's always helped you alleviate your stress. So that's why I see you critically examining this, because it is causing you stress. Whatever this dynamic is you're sharing with somebody, it's causing you stress. You don't quite know how to approach the problem, or if you should at all. And it's something in the past you never would have hesitated to do. If something's upsetting me, I address it. And then boom, my stress and anxiety about this is gone. Right? So what you've experienced in the past with this person and just in the general life of things is coming into conflict with what you usually know and what you usually do. This hanging back, delaying, surveying the land, okay? Trying to figure out if this is a real truth bomb that you can deliver or that you're responsible for delivering. You're not used to hesitating this much. You are not used to hesitating this much. That's the Pisces I'm looking at. Six of Wands is trying to exit. That sense of, I got this. No problem. Put on a happy face and get on with my day. That's not working, right? Showing more enthusiasm about a situation, not less. The confidence that things will resolve, and that's because your approach to the situation is different than what you've done in the past. Two of Cups on the reverse. Hanged Man. Oh my God. Ace of Swords is in the reverse. That's because the emotional energy here has shifted, and it's taking us a long time to recognize it. The emotional energy has shifted in whatever this is, and it's a truth that isn't easily recognized between, I believe, the both of you. This relationship, whatever this is, I don't know what this is. Whatever this relationship is to you, it always had a certain rhythm to it, and you still say they're very much in my life. But there's friction here. For some reason, you can't address what's on your mind and in your heart like you typically would and always have in the past. For some reason, things are different. You don't know why, and I'll tell you why. There is an emotional shifting here. Okay. We have become a lot more cautious in our emotional truth with this person. We're not as forward with them as we used to be. We're not as direct with them as we used to be. There's something here about their emotional sensitivity that has put you in a position where you cannot be as direct with them as you used to be. You tell me that you have to be a little bit more walkie on eggshells with them than I think what you're used to. Otherwise, you would have addressed this, I believe, before now. Because you don't like being anxious. You don't like being anxious. You like to resolve things, nip them in the bud sooner rather than later, right? If something wasn't coming together, you would figure out why, and then you would address it, and then you would put your energy into it because you knew you could resolve it. With this situation, there's something here about the chatter, the kind of mindless chatter that you're getting from the other side that doesn't seem to have much strength or emotion behind it. There's something about the love energy that's not going in and out between you two like it used to. Yes, that's correct. I just don't think you fully realize it. There is a strong emotional delay between what you're feeling and how you react now towards this person. You seem to be very sensitive when it comes to this person, and you're not as forward with them as you used to be. There's something about the energy here that suggests that you feel it's fragile. Or this person has a tendency to hide or run away from their emotions. They're otherwise very level-headed and stable, but there's friction there in terms of the emotional expression. I don't know what that tower is to you, but you're saying I should probably address it. I just don't know that I should. Let's see that strength, please. Let's see that strength, please. Show me strength. Show me strength, please. Show me strength, please, in the immediate future for Pisces. Yeah, we can't see it. The Hanged Man is in reverse, so that means we're not getting perspective on the truth of our emotional expression with this person. Things have shifted, very much so. And how we approach this person is not how we used to approach them in the past. And this one's weighing on your mind because it doesn't seem to be, whatever this issue is, honey, it doesn't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. It's so much so that it plagues you a little bit. Show me strength, please. Show me strength. Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, King of Swords. You're just saying give it more time, give it more strength, give it more resolve, give it more time. Just be strong, okay? We're going to move forward at a certain pace, albeit it's very slow. I grant you, it's very, very slow. But the idea is like some movement is better than none. So you're showing me strength of will. Okay, we're going to keep on at this pace. It's not fast. It's going to be slow, but by God, this is the path we're choosing. All right, King of Swords. A lot of determination there to keep on keeping on. And the point is, I'm going to continue to show strength during these trying times. All right? In other words, I'm not rocking the boat. But we're going to keep this thing moving forward. Perhaps the answers will come to you in time. All right? That's the idea. Eight of Pentacles is in your strengths. You're telling me there's nothing you can't work through? That you can't show energy and enthusiasm for, so long as you know it's important to you. Show me the Eight of Pentacles in your strength. Show me the Eight of Pentacles, please, in your strength. Show me the Eight of Pentacles, please. Five of Swords, Deception, King of Wands, Eight of Wands. Huh. Somebody here is showing me deception in terms of how much work they actually put into problem resolution. Somebody here credits themselves from putting a lot more into this than they actually believe. Or I'm sorry, what they actually do. And there's goodwill and good cheer behind it with that King of Wands. We got this, we got this, Eight of Wands. So somebody's saying, I feel good about this, I feel good about putting work into this, I feel good about putting energy into this, I feel good about putting work into this, etc., etc. But part of somebody's brain doesn't actually believe that. They're saying, I have enthusiasm where I really don't. I have energy where I really don't. I believe you and I can work things out, and there's a little bit of deceptive energy in there. What somebody's enthusiasm and their work efforts don't match. Okay? Right now I'm defaulting to you, but because it is technically a reading. But let me explain to you why I believe that is. Okay? You've shown me that when it comes to repair energy, you've never had a problem showing good energy, goodwill towards it. It's part of your relevant past. I like to fix things as soon as they come up. Your energy also said that very thing was exiting. Your ability to rejuvenate or feel energetic about this particular situation, but you don't quite know why. You don't quite know why you're having a harder time mustering up the strength to address this person or issue, whatever. And that's because we haven't fully recognized the fact that our emotions for it are no longer how we recognize it. And that's not a crime. It's just something that you haven't really seen, I believe. And you're kind of wondering, why is it so hard for me to be confrontational with this? Why is it so hard for me to feel like I have the energy to address this? I've never had an issue with this stuff before. And that's because your emotional expression towards this person has changed. That says you feel they don't quite have the strength to handle this conversation or this point. We feel we have to be more sensitive with this person. And you find it very taxing on you that you can't approach it like you normally do. It's like you have to slow down for them. Right? You can't just go rushing in there presenting towers like you used to. This is what's up. This is what's going on. Let's talk about it. You have pulled that back by several degrees when it comes to this. And there's something in the energy that suggests you feel or think they may not be able to handle it. I don't know if you believe that. Perhaps that's actually your person's point of view of you. They would like to have a serious discussion with you, and they withhold it because they feel like maybe you can't handle it. I don't know. But it has definitely affected, I believe, your energy to the point that the typical enthusiasm you're used to showing, a part of you this time doesn't really believe it. That we can put work into this and things will be okay. I think part of that bold-faced presentation, I got this, we can communicate, we can work this out. I think a part of you doesn't believe that. But it's back there. And it's based off this. Okay. There's something about you don't suspect the results will be that great. But you're telling me you're willing to put in the work. Okay. And I do believe you. It's very intricate, Pisces. There's a certain delicacy in the breathing room that you have with this person. Physically, this is what's interesting. Physically, you two are like this. You're hand in hand. Okay. You're hand in hand with this person's physical energy. I see your proximity. It's very, very close. Emotionally, there's a whole bunch of shit that underlies your two's dynamic that suggests sensitivity. My feelings have changed, but I don't quite know that, which means my energetic output between us has also changed, but I'm not ready to look at that either. I know that generally between the two of us, we've always managed to make things work. My feeling and ability between us to keep doing that has changed. I can't quite address that to them. I don't feel like they're in a good position to handle it or see it for what it is. I don't even know if I should bring it up. I'd like to. But because I don't know that I can, I'm just going to continue to show strength, and we're going to move slowly forward in the absence of knowing what else to do. Hopefully I've done a good job of summarizing what I'm saying so far. It's a bit tricky. Okay, it's a bit tricky. That Six of Cups, please. In your environment, I have no doubt. Yeah, no. This person is directly within your proximity. I see that. There is, however, an emotional conflict that's quite high and confusing and shifting, but not realizing it's shifted. And why our ability and confidence to fix this isn't like it used to be. We're very cautious with this energy. We're very sensitive about this energy. We're very tentative with this energy. But there's a serious question here from one person to the other. I don't know if they can handle it. And I don't know, honey. I mean, all things begin with the self. So if you're assuming the other person can't handle it, does it really start with you? You being able to bring it up. Is it something you can handle first? And then think about them second. Ask yourself first, is this something I can handle and address and be open about? Never mind the other person. And if you feel like it's something you can handle personally in discussion, then you've got to find a way to bring it up with them. Because it's important and it's eating at you. You want a resolution. You want to move things emotionally forward with your person. And there's definitely some, it's not negative, it's just lack of participation, no emotional depth right now. Someone's afraid to really feel their feelings. So they talk about everything else except that. Justice, Six of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Let's be careful with that expectation. There is this sense that we're not going to address the bigger issue here, but we're going to continue to work on it. Okay? Justice, in other words, we're not going to address this. With Six of Swords, we're moving away from justice. With Six of Cups with this person, in other words, it's looking like for now, in our environment with this person, we're choosing not to address it, to balance it, to figure it out. You're just showing me you're still willing to work, but we don't really want to, we're not able to address this, to equalize the situation and balance the scales. We're not doing that. We're still very much in this person's life, okay? But for some reason, we are actively avoiding the truth here. And the idea is we're going to work on it. We're just going to keep working on it. We don't actually need to discuss it. We're just going to keep working on it. And that's part of that Five of Swords I saw over here with that Eight of Pentacles. This idea of, no, just continue to show it good energy, show it good effort. Everything will work itself out. It's what I'm seeing here, too. We're not addressing the real karmic issue, whatever the lesson is here. The balancing act. But we still have the expectation that things will work out. So that's directly related to possibly self-sabotage efforts. Okay? I see a lot of people trying to bypass it all the time. Their truths, what hurts them. The idea is if I bring it up, it'll cause more harm than good. Well, I can tell you right now, keeping it in place and therefore in play causes much harm. It does. So when I'm telling you that Tower eventually is going to have its say, it will. So I want us to think about that for a second. Okay? So that's why I asked you, Pisces, specifically, are you afraid to talk about this stuff with them, or is it you, coming from within you, to bring this up because you don't want to rock the boat, or you feel like your person's too sensitive, or you're afraid of making what seems like an issue even bigger? Okay. I get that your person might be sensitive. I get that whatever this is might be a very sore point to them. And that's why you can't figure out if you should present it or not. I'm just saying if it's important to you, and you've always prided yourself on bringing things together in the past to resolve issues, just continuing to move forward at a slow pace at this idea of, yeah, we're both working on it without actually addressing the issue, is cutting corners, because we're not really talking about the big issue here. Okay? So it's just something to be aware of. So that Hermit coming under question again, it could be connecting to Virgo. You might have some strong Virgo in your chart. That idea of hopes and fears, again, can I bring it up? What if it's not healable? What if it's not fixable? The Hermit, please. Show me the Hermit. Show me the Hermit. Show me the Hermit. Show me that Hermit, please, in hopes and fears. Show me that Hermit, please, in hopes and fears. The Moon, that's you. Nine of Cups. The Devil. There it is. Thank you. That's probably the heart of the issue right there. Yeah, I think that's an excellent summary. You know, we haven't brought this up, even though we know it would be a good thing, because we're afraid to discuss it. It's literally under your hopes and fears. The act of healing, bringing up and talking tough issues. We're actually afraid. That's why, do you remember? Fucking rewind that shit. Pisces, you're telling me you're afraid to bring this up to them because they're too sensitive or they can't handle it. Is that really coming from within you first? There's something in here that you know you should bring up, you know you should talk about and address. And it could very well be a fault on their part as you experience it. And that could be. There could be something in their behavior or their expression that disappoints you, hurts you. You don't like it. It runs against your two's contract and commitment. You know, in that respect of, you and I have always agreed to be like this. You and I have always agreed to work through our problems. And you make me feel like when it comes to this issue, I can't talk about it, and that's not fair. I feel like you'll explode on me when all I want to do is fix what's between us. You see what I'm saying? But if you want to, do you want me to tell you it's their fault? Yeah, it could be. You bet. But I'm telling you, the fear begins with you to bring it up, to discuss it at all. So that's what I'm saying. Everything starts with the self, always. If you want happiness in your outside world, you need to be happy inside. And if you are fucking sad all the time in your inside world and you expect happiness on the outside, that's a contradiction. You have to, everything begins with you, including the confidence to bring something up. And if you have a true partner, they will listen. If you have a true partner, they will hear you. If you have a true partner, they will learn. And I know this is important to you, but you saying, I don't know if they can handle it, I think what you're saying is, I don't know if I can bring it up. So let's start there. How important is this? It looks pretty damn important. So much so you won't even tell me what the hell it is. I just know that your emotional approach to this situation and person has changed quite a bit, but you haven't seen that. And thus your output towards them has changed as well. Now, they may not be the most emotionally verbal. They may not be the most romantic, but they are there and they are showing up and they are solid. They are a solid fixed figure in your life. So let's talk about it. They're not going anywhere. Not that I've seen. I don't think they're going anywhere. And you got something on your mind. You got something on your spirit. You got something in your soul. You got something in your emotions, honey. Get it out of you. You don't have to present it like, oh, I'm just being crazy. No. You can say, this has been on my mind. And you know what? That will actually be 100% true. This has been on your mind for a long time. Start there. This has been on my mind, and you might think I'm crazy. But it seems to me XYZ. If you have a partner here that shows up the way I think that they do, even if you said they talk about everything except what's important, and they lack the courage to speak from an emotional space, if they're a true partner, then there's no reason they shouldn't hear you. So you know it would make you feel good to get to the heart of the issue. It would make you feel good to address these things, but what keeps you in place is fear. You hope for yourself to bring it up, and you also fear to bring it up. Show me that Knight of Wands. Let's see if we can get a reintroduction of that natural energy that you've always felt. It's so weird. Again, let me know if you're connecting. Right now I'm seeing it as the commitment, but defensive, standing up for your position. Hierophant, Taurus energy doesn't have to be. Show me that Knight of Wands, please. Show me that Knight of Wands, please. Show me that Knight of Wands. Show me that Knight of Wands. There it is again. Heavy earth energy in here today. Show me that. Show me that Knight of Wands, please. The Lovers. Eight of Swords. The High Priestess. This is directly related to this. This is directly related to this. Some of you want to ask your person if there's somebody else. That would explain a lot of that sensitivity. You're afraid to bring it up. You have intuitively felt that perhaps the energy was pulling in a different direction, or yours has been. It's been on somebody's mind and in their heart. That perhaps somebody's feelings might have been pulling in a different direction, but we don't know. When we say we don't know for sure, we can't feel it, we're kind of blind, but your intuition feels like maybe. This is something that needs to be discussed. Now, whose energy might have been going outside this, I don't know. It was either yours, and it's hard for you to talk about it, and you don't think the other person can handle it, or you suspect it might have been theirs. And again, you don't know how to talk about it towards them. Where has your energy gone? Has it gone to something else outside of you? Getting heavy earth energy there. Where have you gone? Where did you go? And that, I don't really know. I would tell you. I just know your emotional map towards this person has changed a great deal, but you don't quite see it. You're saying you don't think they can handle it. It starts with you. If this is a discussion you really want to have, you need to address it with you first. So either bring it up as a truth that you know is yours, or it's something that you feel might be from them. Oh boy. This is why we feel like, just leave it alone. I don't need to balance it up. We're just going to work through this. That's why it's that deceptive energy. Just work. Keep your head down and work. Keep contributing. It's fine. Six of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. The World. Something here about the day in, day out energy. Six of Pentacles, Ten of Wands has become quite burdensome. Labor intensive. And it hasn't changed, but it wants to cycle out. I don't know why, but it's here. And there's that sense of this has been weighing on me a long time. You and I balance, but it's very strenuous to maintain that balance. And this might have been on the verge of a very strained exit for a very long time. And this, whatever this is, might be one more representation. If somebody's energy is going outside the relationship, it could be taking another form of confirmation. I see them in your physical proximity. This person whom you've known a long time. But that resistance, too, isn't going anywhere anytime soon. You opened with that same Nine of Wands in respect to their energy. But we keep doing it. Some sort of cycle. It may not be the relationship itself, but something within it needed to cycle out a long time ago. But we resist changing the dynamic when I can tell you right now the relationship dynamic changed a long time ago. You already told me that. The way you used to approach things head on with this person You can't do that anymore. At least about one particular subject, and it's a big one. It's a big one. That's what we say down here. It's the big one. The big one. It's a weird sort of contraction. It's a big one. That's a big one. This relationship expresses itself very differently than what it used to. And it's never so evident as that one topic we're refusing to bring up. We're saying it's for the other person's protection. And we don't actually have to address it. We can just keep working through it. No problem. That's what we've always done. What you've always done is that you work through things with a certain confidence behind it that you could fix it. That confidence isn't there anymore, but you're still saying you can work on it. There is something else here more strongly trying to present itself. It wants to come to light. You seem to know that. Your question is, should I bring it to light? And it's either something you suspect but do not know, or something you do know and suspect you should share it. I hate that vague tarot-y shit. I've been doing this a long time. I hate the vague stuff. I like it when it's specific, but general readings. And actually, there is actually quite a bit of specificity in this one. That is true. I would like to see, it's so slow. It's so slow. But there's something within the relationship that is long overdue for change, or the relationship itself. The balance that used to give both of you peace is no longer what it was. Especially if we're in that place now where we no longer are able to tell our person our deepest, most intense shit. Once we stop being able to trust our person with that kind of stuff, are they really our person anymore? Right? That's for you to decide. I just want to know. There, you feel but cannot see. You feel but cannot see. And you're afraid to bring it up, knowing that you probably should. Either your energy is moving outside of this and it's hard for you to recognize it, or you feel that theirs is. I do not know which is which. You will have to tell me. This is what energy entanglement is. Okay? If I was working with you one-on-one, I could tell you which way it was going, but I cannot. Either way it fits. I wonder, will you ever bring it up? And if so, what does it look like? I know this, your ability to bring it up entirely depends on your ability to be okay with it for you first. Never mind involving them. You have to be comfortable with it first to bring it up. Pain, 3 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, I don't know, I'm confused. 8 of Cups. We don't know. And I see the bigger part of you telling yourself it's, don't invest in these thoughts, it's too hurtful. I get it. 3 of Swords, pain. 2 of Pentacles, I don't know. I don't know if I should be hurt by this. Did I do anything wrong? Did they do anything wrong? I don't want to bring it up for no reason, and I don't want to get emotionally invested in it either. It's looking like you already are. You know, it looks like you already are. Because you are trying to find peace with something or someone without bringing up the issue. So we can't just walk away from it and pretend that it doesn't happen or it's not happening, Pisces. And it's very tempting to do that, I know. And you might well go through that period where you just refuse to bring this up because you don't want to know or you don't want to say. But eventually, and I know you feel like this tower right now is under your control, that you don't have to reveal anything because it stresses you out. It stresses you out. But we can't decide if it's correct to bring up Not yet. I don't know. I just want to be happy again. To feel the relationship energy again. I know you want to invest in the best, and that means being confrontational with the worst. You can't get the best without understanding what the worst is, and if you can get through it, then maybe you can get out the other side. But we can't get to sunshine and rainbows and butterflies. We can't get here without addressing this. Okay? A lot of people think they can bypass their healing or avoid the issue. And here's the thing, I'm looking at a Pisces that says, you know that's not a good thing. You know, you have experience with that. But this issue, whatever this is so delicate and so sensitive to you, to your person, to both of you. It's taken forever. Otherwise, you would typically, I believe, speak from your heart. I hope you do. Let's see if we can get some critical time checks, please. And that might be the simple truth, honey. It may have nothing to do with outside parties. I feel attracted to someone else, or do you feel attracted? It may have nothing to do with that. It might simply be because not everything, guess what, guys, is a third-party deal. Sometimes it's as simple as my feelings have changed, and the energy I once put into you, I'm now feeling it outside of us. That's another truth as well. And that's also an equally hard one, just as much as anything else I've seen. What's going on, please? Can I get some critical timing? Critical timing. Next Virgo season might be terribly important. And at the way I kind of see things dragging out, that might well be the case. And I do mean dragging out. We have put this off every conceivable way, and you even told me you feel like that tower is yours to reveal. I'll have to counter you with that. If it really is a tower, it'll come when it's supposed to. Okay, so I know you think this is within your decision right now, but in time it might get like this, in which case it comes outside of your control. It depends. Okay, it depends on the truth, or what we understand the truth to be. Bingo. King of Pentacles, Death, Knight of Cups. There is that same King of Pentacles figure that we opened up with, who was also crossed by the Knight of Cups. Someone is not speaking the truth of their feelings. I agree. Someone here is not speaking the truth of our feelings, but if we have yet to discover, or rather rediscover, what our feelings are, we're not open about it, we're not honest with ourselves about it, then yeah, we're not going to be opening up to anything about anything. If somebody's true feelings have stopped expressing themselves, or they in fact dead, but we can't come to terms with it, and that's why you keep showing me Pentacle, 6 of Pentacles, we're going to get through it. 7 of Pentacles, it's a slow thing, it's going to take time. 9 of Pentacles, it's going to keep on like this. 8 of Pentacles, we can both work through this, we've both done it before. And then there's that deception, literally moving away from the truth, but still saying, you and I are still contributing. Somebody else said, yeah, totally. And they don't believe it, and the other person said, oh, I'm glad I got to dodge that bullet. Let's just, you and I agree to work on this shit at the same time, but let's not actually talk about it. And I'm telling you, that's going to hold out for so long. Okay? Anyway, time checks. The 13th might be important. Of what month I do not know. The 12th. Next Earth season, which would put us in, Taurus season for some of you. Two months. The 12th, the 10th. We need to talk about how the feelings have changed. Or that there's pain just between the two of you. For some, heavy 12, full calendar year for some of you. Or an important conversation around your next anniversary. For some of you that is May. I don't know why I'm getting that. For others of you, it could be this coming Pisces season, which we enter February 20th this year. We enter your season. That could be an important anniversary area for you. The 5th might be an important anniversary area for some of you. Others of you, possibly next Sagittarius season. There might be a very important discussion with our person about the truth of our feelings, the pain in it. Okay, what's going on in there? Closer to the fullness. When things go full circle completion. So that's why I'm leaning towards a birthday, or I'm leaning towards an anniversary. For some of you, it's one and the same. Somewhere around that same time frame between somebody's birthday and anniversaries. For some of you, it's really close. I don't know why I'm getting that. I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles twice on the calendar, and they're very close together. So I'm seeing it as in forms of a double marker. Anyway, serious conversation around that particular time frame for others of you, Cancer season. So it's like we're forcing this thing to move along by hook or by crook. By God. July. Yeah, there's this idea of, I don't really know how we're going to make this work. I just know that we're gonna. And I don't really want to address it. But for some of you, you will be in the 28th. For some of you, might be important, as well as the 7th. There will be an important conversation about emotions. I have to insist for some of you around the anniversary mark, or birthday, or a combination of the two. Okay? And it's the truth. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. Okay? For some of you, maybe Aquarius or Aquarius season, while we're still in it. The 17th. Justice. Libra season. 4 swords. Some of you have been resting on this since last Libra season. I see. So it has been with you a minute. It has been with you a minute since last fall. Some of you started feeling this massive conflict last fall. King of Cups. Last Scorpio season. Yeah. Some of you last Scorpio season, you started sensing the truth of this tension between you and your person, and you didn't know what to do, because you typically fix things through communication and balancing. But this time it's different. This time it's different. The same confidence you typically have in approaching this is not the same. The 26th might be important. The 6th, the 12th, the 2nd. Yeah, our heart space for this and our foundation has been chafing ever since. Yeah, it's been with you a while. I can see that. For some of you, you have very strong Libra in your chart. I don't know why I'm getting that. There's something here you cannot see about a connectivity. I can't see it either just the way you can't see it. That's why it's in your heart. That's why it's on your mind. There's something here about connectivity that doesn't make sense from your perspective. Something was coming together for me and my person, and then it stopped. And I don't know why that is. There seems to be some mystery surrounding that. Huh. You don't know why it stopped, and your person's not telling you really what's up with that. Or you're not. I can't quite tell where it's coming from. That's for some of you, not all of you. I want you to have this conversation with your person, but I also want you to be in a good place that says, okay, I can bring it up, or I can talk about it, because it's on your mind, honey, and more importantly, it's on your heart, like 24/7. You're afraid to bring it up, but you're afraid to bring it up, but you also know that you probably should. But you're also like, fuck, I don't want that responsibility. I can see where you two are going to continue to plod along and work around each other and with each other like you always have. My only concern, and that's great, you both put in effort, that's great, but we're both literally here missing the point. The thing that could bring you balance and justice the most is what neither one of you talks about at all. Okay. I'm very frustrated. I want to know what the hell this is. And at this point, I want to answer too, honey. Or I bring it up, I kind of want to pull you aside, give you a little pep talk. What's on your mind? What is it you really want to talk about, but you're afraid to, you know? And it could be as simple as, even if there isn't something influential here I cannot see, it could be as simple as the reason you don't know how to approach a person anymore is because your feelings have changed. You don't know that. You can't quite see it. So in that interim of you not being able to see it, you're going to continue to work on it with them without addressing the main issue, even though you feel your energy pulling away outside of this. Could be that simple too. But I think it's very complex. It's complicated. And the thing is, you're not quite in a position to see where your feelings are. Okay. When you're ready to discuss it and bring it up, you will. Venus, offer. Action, courage. Many of you, I want you to listen more to your Venus placements, whatever that is. Speak from your Venus. I know that sounds dirty, but it's not. There's an offer in you that suggests love, beauty. I'm being careful and being delicate, but also my love is in this too. So we want to take action here. In terms of beginnings, your Jupiter influence might be in here, of course. The courage, regret, repression. Some of you are just like, don't bring that up, don't bring it up, don't bring it up. I might regret it if I bring it up, and I might so you're in that space now. It's not going to be that way long term, but for now, that's the space we are in. We feel guilty, we feel regret. Somebody here does. You either feel like your person does or you do. And we want to take action, and we want it to be sincere, and we want it to come from a loving place. But it's like, if I bring this up, it could evoke strong sense of regret. I wish I hadn't done it. It could evoke guilt. The masculine. You could be the masculine, or your person is the masculine. That kind of strong sense, I'm just going to push that down, way the fuck down. And not going to allow it to affect me. Receive, being open to receive. Oh, being open to receive the truth. Messages, travel, communication. Be open to communication. Be open to communication. There might come a moment where it feels appropriate or right to bring this up. And that's when the Tower finally comes in, when you allow it. Okay? There might be a natural space that you have with your person where things feel just right or just so, and you feel like that's your opening, that's your window to bring something up. And it might come in as a shock, but it's the one that needs to happen. Somebody's been putting on a face that's not necessarily there. There's a separation here between what is spoken and the true self. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Okay, time to wrap it up. Ace of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag, you might have some of those placements in your chart, but again, that initiative to rekindle, to get the energy back, to address this situation like you typically would in other areas in your life. Okay, yeah, that's enough. Okay. All right, Pisces, I hope this helps you. I kind of see where you feel stuck right now. I don't think that's where you're going to be indefinitely. I just think you're at the height of the thing now. I believe you're at the height of that energetic tension now. I believe you're at that particular crux now. I think it likely started for you last fall. And there are several parts in this. How you used to approach problems and how you are not approaching them in present day with your person. What it is you feel they can handle and what it is you feel you can handle. How your feelings have changed for this situation or person, but you're not necessarily able to see it right now. Thus, it's affecting your output on how you would typically approach problems. Okay? You two are both showing me we're going to fix it, but we don't necessarily are addressing what the issue is. We're going to keep our heads down, noses clean, and you're both more or less agreeing to bypass the point altogether. It's still with you. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. That's how I know you're not done with it. The only thing that keeps you from speaking to it is fear. Fear of you bringing it up or their reaction, both. And the outcome, I can't see it, but you feel it. Is your energy, which used to be so exciting and vibrant towards this person, is it now going outside of this? Is their energy going outside of this? You feel that, but you can't quite see it. Perhaps you're both experiencing it to some extent. Point is, we need to get into a space where we can address it. The Hermit's not necessarily scared of things like this. He knows that towers are a part of life. But right now he's looking at that like, I can avoid that one, maybe. But you avoiding it doesn't feel right. Otherwise I wouldn't be seeing it. That's what this whole damn thing was about. So I know it's important. And whoever's experiencing it, you're experiencing the height of it right now. You will eventually come down on the other side. I hope you two are able to get into a place of open communication and trust and respect of what the other person has to say. It's needed. I respect that you two have a very strong working companionability. I know that you are very used to each other. And that means you both know how to dodge each other's bullets if something makes either one of you uncomfortable. But that doesn't mean it's helping. Okay. We'll check up on you in a couple weeks, see how it goes from there. Okay? I don't know what the next reading type is, but we'll know in a couple weeks. All right? Pisces, honey, put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well.